We got enough chairs? Yeah.
Yeah, we good. All right, fellas. Sign in.
So get up. I look comfortable. I am get colors. You need to come look good here for. Okay.
You guys can sit one right here, one right here.
Oh no. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yours.
Oh, we
this
gonna need
before, just fill that out.
pens.
Let me just say down to the back. I was spending my day in there.
Bro.
Shut up. Nah, I wish you would. I swear. You haven't in a. They're going to. I'm happy though. I believe. I don't know.
All right.
I believe it. I believe it. But. Oh, yeah, just on the table. It's looking rushed already.
Now let's see the dynamic. You got and then straighten this one. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So it seemed like we all got energy. So again, phones on silent or vibrate. So we all get up and we gotta say our affirmations. So let's all get up. Guys, you can pause on that for now. You can look in your book because you guys did write down your affirmations. Or you can turn around, bless, and look at the board. Woo! Oh man, let me. Steph, can you do the affirmations with them?
Are we ready? Yes, we are. All right, so I'm gonna say number one, and then we're gonna repeat, just like last time, and let's not have to go through this like.
I want y'all to yell. I want y'all to be so energetic. Like, yeah, that'll get all the jitters out. Cause you look cold right now. Yeah, so this will make you warm.
It's cold enough. All right, ready? Number one. I will attend each class. I'm gonna do this again. Number one. I will attend each class. Number two. I will get a bank account. Number three. I will retain information from this class. Number four. I will use this class to help me later in life. And number five. I will accomplish my goals. We're gonna say that one more time. Number five. I will accomplish my goals. Good. You gotta say we're gonna do some stuff.
All right. So last week, how's everyone's week so far? What's today? Wednesday?
Yes,
sir.
How was your week so far? Anything eventful happen? Anyone want to share anything?
Somebody.
When class president?
Somebody.
Oh my God. What are you gonna say? Abort mission.
Somebody stole a desk.
A desk? What in school?
It's
Why you steal a desk?
It's a DBS link.
Is a what?
A DBS link.
Stole a desk.
Hold on,
Put it in the
hold
bathroom, I guess.
I don't know, but it has to be the freshmen doing that because I didn't.
Yeah, freshmen. That's so immature. You a freshman?
Nah.
He's a entry.
Okay, so you're not even a freshman yet.
Oh my gosh, Chandler, what happened? That wasn't there last week. I just missed that.
Chandler's
just having a rough week. Like I can't have.
I want to put it past him.
What's going on? Were you pointing at him too hard?
All right.
Oh. You heard her?
So anyone else want to share anything?
Miss birthday was on Monday.
Your birthday was on Monday? What was Monday?
Her birthday.
No, what date?
The 19th? The 27th. Oh,
Oh.
Said that.
I'm 1 week early.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
Sorry, I know her birthday.
Happy belated.
You know what happened yesterday? So I was coming back from the Y, and we was at a red light, and some car was speeding down the road, and they hit the back of my mom's car.
No.
Yeah. And then they had the audacity to drive away.
It hit your run?
Yeah.
Did y'all get the license plates?
My picture was blurry.
Are you good?
No, yeah. It ain't give no impact. Their car's messed up, not ours.
Yeah, but that was from the back, so you probably jerked forward, right?
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it sounded louder than.
It really was.
Yeah. I'm on driving the chase forward.
Guys, anything y'all want to share?
No newsworthy.
So that's it.
You stole a desk?
No,
Oh,
that's
someone.
somebody
Yeah.
Chiller. Why don't you go?
Yeah.
No, stop.
Oh, that's how you broke your finger?
Yeah. Don't go to the bathroom. My God, leave me alone. I just woke up. Girl.
All right. So
Say it for you.
we all got some energy now, right? So that's good. So turn to the last page in your book that you guys actually have some written. We're gonna get to your book.
I got a 45.
I ain't say tell you a score. That's for y'all. But again,
I got
those
45.
those scores that you guys have gotten are actually average.
Average.
They're average.
Average?
Yeah.
How many did I get wrong? Don't try.
Oh, did I turn this on? It's on now. All right. So we should be on wealth, right? The definition of wealth, because we're gonna finish what we, what we were discussing last week, and then we're gonna go into vision, in which Mrs. Reed is gonna go over because she likes talking about vision.
Oh, I know. Right here.
Yes, ma'am.
I need the liabilities are.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
We gotta fill it in.
Yep. So we finished assets, and we spoke about what assets are. Again, remember, assets are things that can make you money. So retirement accounts, investing accounts, savings, real estate, paid off real estate. Liabilities are financial
I
debt.
got that. I thought it was more.
Examples of so if liabilities are financial debt, what are some examples of liabilities?
Bank loan.
Yes, bank loans. Anyone else?
Credit card.
Credit cards, yes. Land? Land could be a liability if you actually have to pay for it, like if you have a mortgage on it. So yes,
Any type of loan.
any type of loans. If it has loan at the end of it, it's a liability. Any type of loan. Bank loans, credit card loan, personal loans, student loans, mortgage payments.
Just like debt, loan is a four-letter word. You shouldn't have no vocabulary like the other four-letter words. You shouldn't have no vocabulary.
And we all know y'all don't be saying those other four-letter words, right?
What?
What?
Exactly. That's the word. 4 letters.
There's multiple.
Word, you just said word is a 4-letter word.
Exactly. We talk about the bad words. If you first with 4 letters.
Nah. Not the one
Josh, you the main one.
But good has 4 words.
Not the one I said.
Good has 4 words.
Yeah, it does. So there's, but backwards is live. Think about it.
Hey, what's your name?
Wait, what you trying to say? Yeah. First of all, my last name is 4 letters.
Year, died.
Oh, all right. So definition of wealth. So according to a Federal Reserve survey, the average white medium household of wealth in the United States is $188,200. What this means is that all the white people in the United States, when you combine all of their wealth, this is the average that they have. So that's the median, right? The average. So the average black medium household is only $24,000. The average Hispanic household is $36,000, which Hispanics have more wealth than blacks, right? But $108,000 is a lot more than $24,000. Is a lot more than $36,000. What does this say to you guys?
That white people get like more money, you say?
That, yep, white people have more wealth.
Privilege.
Privilege could be a part of it. What else?
Let's remember what we discussed last week. Do you remember what we discussed last week? What?
About that king that had like mad money.
Yep, we did say that, King Mansa Musa, right there, a lot of money.
Black people are, never mind.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Or they spend money faster.
Yes, the 6 hours, right? The dollar doesn't last that long in our community because it's just going in and out. And if the dollar's not lasting, if we're spending it, how are we saving, right, for wealth, right?
But remember, guys, so tying this all together, this is not for lack of trying, this is for a system stacked against, in a sense, right? So remember we talked about the 3 wealth building, we have land, in education, and then there's compound interest, right? So you have these families that are generational, right? Meaning that if grandma passed away, she might have left a nest egg for, her kids, right? And so it trickles down. So you have families that are living in houses, right, that have been passed down, that are paid off, right? In neighborhoods that African Americans get into, and their houses aren't paid off. So there's no equity, right? So there's no land they haven't built the value there yet. So we're talking about years of compound interest working on you. So yeah, that family can accumulate more wealth because they've actually been given a foot up, right? Because they don't have to worry about, say, mortgage, or they don't have to worry about so much debt. Whereas we're coming in from the start and trying to build up to that point. So when we're tying it all together, the reason why the media is stretched, right, is because we are basically, our start point is back here, and they're already here, right? So we just have to think about it in that sense, like tying it all together and the wealth inequality that is there. So the important thing is, with the finances that we do have and the finances that we do get now, okay, how do we use it, right? We don't want to just spend it, like we talked about, right, where it's leaving our community, right? We want to invest it and learn how to make that dollar work for us.
So let me ask you a question. What's the most money anyone in this room has ever saved in their life? 200 or something?
Like 325.
325? Anyone else?
Oh, saved one?
Yeah, just saved.
$400,000 in coins, though.
400,000 in coins?
No, 400.
Oh, 400?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Oh, I did think she said 400,000.
Anyone else? What do you guys, what's the most you've ever saved? 400? Nice.
I don't know.
400? Seems to be a benchmark. Has anyone ever saved $1,000?
No, I can't.
I've been close.
Don't say
You been
that.
close? Okay.
Yes, you can.
So,
Okay, I can, but I just choose not to.
There you go.
It's hard.
but the thing is like, okay, so would you say that you're a natural saver or a natural spender?
Spender. My dad
I
said I got a
will
hole in my
save.
pocket.
You gotta.
I'll save half of it. Spend like the even half. Like I'll save the even half of it.
Let me ask you a question. I like that. Let me ask you a question, right? If I was your parent, right, and I said, hey, you're about to hit like 16, 17, 18, right? Around that age, you guys want to what?
Bank account.
A what?
Oh.
Who said it?
I said bank
A
account.
car.
Oh.
Right, you're 16, right? You want a car, you're 17. What if I said, whatever amount of money you save up, I'll double that? How much money would you be able to save up?
Enough to get the car with it. Right.
400? So you want an $800 car?
That ain't even about to work. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if I legit said, yo, whatever you save up, I'll double that. So if you saved up $100, I'll put another $2,000 on top of that.
This $4,000 car.
Yes,
Hey, if you want to, listen, but the thing about it is how much you save, right?
Wait, hold on.
We didn't.
Why when I
promising
put
that
my
it's
money
gonna be
into
nice.
Bitcoin and like when I was like 32, I have $1 million, but you have to double it. Would I get the double it?
So if you put your money in Bitcoin,
Yeah.
that's not saving, that's investing. Two differences.
Yes, big deal.
I would try to save as much as I could.
Exactly. So it gives you an incentive to save, right? Maybe we need that, right? We need incentives to save money. And listen, when you save money and you hit any milestone that you set for yourself, it feels good. Remember we were talking about accomplishments? Like when you accomplish something, it feels so great. Like hitting your milestones, that's great, right? I'm telling you. So you guys should set milestones for saving. So it would take the average black family would need 228 years to build the same wealth as the average white family today. That's how behind we are. Around 228 years. That's a long time. So yeah, slavery, Jim Crow, all these negative things, minorities in this country has put us in a situation in which we're playing behind, right? So that's why we like to teach these classes, to give you the education and knowledge so that you can do better than your prior generations and just keep striving. All right, so what does wealth mean to you? What are some other ways a person can become wealthy outside of having money?
Oh wait, you gotta answer both those questions.
Or you can say it out loud and write whatever you want. So,
Wealth means like having a good amount of money.
yeah, so this question is saying outside of money. So what are things that you can be wealthy in?
Happiness.
Happiness, yes.
It's two separate lines on their book. That's
Yeah,
what
I was
it is.
answering the first
Oh,
one.
there's two separate lines?
Yes.
It says, what does
So
that mean?
what does wealth mean to you, and then the other one is the next question.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So you write what does wealth mean to you, and then we'll go over what does wealth mean outside of money. So we did get one answer, happiness, right? Because at the end of the day, if you got money, but you're the most hated person in the world, and no one likes you, and you're just like miserable, is having all that money a good thing?
To me, yeah.
Yeah, it's my money. If you don't like me, that's your problem.
But if no one likes
Oh,
Hey,
no.
that's
you,
you got no.
at some point, like, you're gonna have to watch over your back. Because if you have all this money, first of all, more money, more problems, right? So you've got to constantly watch over your back. Like, no one likes you, so obviously they're gonna be doing things to jeopardize whatever you have, right?
I love when people don't like me.
Oh, okay, go over there, strike.
What about your health? Is being healthy something that you can have outside of money? Because at the end of the day, what if you got $1 billion but you crippled and you're in your bed and you can't leave your bed? What's all that money gonna do for you now?
You ever heard that song? It was basically, I forgot what the word is, but it was like the old man, like he won the lottery and he like died the next day. But I forgot what the song's called.
It's a song?
Yeah.
A new song? Like
No.
this is old school song.
Yeah, but that's facts, right? People win all this money, they win, you know, they played lottery their entire lifetime, they get it, have a heart attack. Boom, can't even touch that money, right?
Yeah, enjoy it.
Right? You can't take it with you, right?
Although I did see a meme where they actually buried the money with the person.
I'd have done that straight up.
No, for real.
Like, oh, you don't need this.
When you win a lottery thingy, don't you still have to give some back? To the-
Pay taxes.
Yeah, you gotta pay taxes. So, or you can do lump sums. All depends on what you want. But I mean, if the lottery is like $500 million and you pay taxes on it, and the taxes is like
1.5.
no, it's more than that. If you 500 million, you probably gonna pay like a good $100 million in taxes or something like that. But then you got $400 million.
That's the.
So I'm just like, I had no money, and now I pay taxes, and now I got 400 million. I'm good. I'll take those odds any day of the week. Oh, but do you guys have people you like, enjoy being around?
Yeah.
Yeah, so time with loved ones, right?
Oh,
Then
right.
he like,
Yes.
nah.
What's the sense of having all that money if y'all can't go rent an island for a weekend or something, right?
Yep. What Drake said? He said something. He said, I forgot.
Every day.
Peace. Who like their peace? Who like to be alone sometimes, just chilling, like
Quiet time.
your own time, right? So a lot of people cherish that, right? Outside of money. So I mean, these are just things that, because remember, let me ask you a question: is money the root of all evil? Who thinks yes?
Sometimes.
Is that the actual quote of the Bible? Money is the root of all evil?
Heard it for sure, but
The actual quote is, the love of money is the root of all evil. Because remember, money is just money. It's an inanimate object. It can't do anything, right? But if you love it and cherish it, then you will do anything for it.
Anything. That means sell your soul.
Oh, yeah. That's a little too much.
Sell your soul to the devil and the price is cheap. You know, it's kind of cold on this level because it's twice as deep. DMX.
Okay.
Nah, that was me.
Stop.
All right, who's this?
2 chains.
First of all, he got like 13 chains on.
I don't know.
It looks like a rip-off Soldier Boy.
Is it 2 chains?
Is that Meek Mill?
Yes, I don't understand why.
I can't tell.
Off from the side
Mill.
view, I can tell
You don't
by
look
his
like that
chain.
no more.
That's it.
So,
Oh
He
yeah.
do not look like that no more.
so the difference between being rich and wealthy, right?
Who's that other person?
If I were to ask you,
Just a person.
would you rather be rich or would you rather be wealthy? Which one would you choose?
Wealthy.
Wealthy? Wealthy?
Why?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Because when you're wealthy, like you keep growing. When you're rich, once you use it all, you're done.
Oh, your brother must have gave you some hints. Like, you think you slick. You was like, okay, damn, that's
smart.
That's it. They're like,
that's
nah.
it.
What else y'all gotta say?
So if I ask you who's rich in this picture and who you think is wealthy in this picture, what would you say?
Rich and Meek Mill, whoever the other person is. Well,
I think
I think
Mill's
it's the other
wealthy.
way around.
You think
Yeah.
Meek Mills is wealthy?
Meek Mill's
Yes.
wealthy.
it's just
Yeah.
a matter of music.
And the other guy's
Out.
rich?
Not even that. Like, once you make one song and it's out there,
Exactly,
you
but-
get over years, you're still getting money from that. Like,
But
you
if
know,
I
so
remember
he's-
your
he's
song,
wealthy.
If I can blame
Oh, so guys, we're not actually talking about the person and what they're doing. We're talking about the image
image?
representation. Yes.
okay,
Rich
yeah,
on the
what
left,
I
wealthy on
said.
the right.
It's funny, I was doing one of these classes here, and one person said, sir, it looks like Meek Mills or this guy works for that guy, right? Because you got the music execs. They're the ones that make the money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Behind the scenes. You don't see them, right? They're not flashy, but they have all the rights to his music, right? So they make a larger percentage than that person, right? So, but let's go into some differentiations. That's a big word. Would you rather be rich or wealthy? We already spoke about that, right? So do you know rich is temporary? So like you hit it, right? So you can have $1 million in your bank account and then tomorrow lose it all, right?
Kind of like the lottery winners that never had money before, and then they like winners for like they're
Yo.
rich for like 2 days.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's a story about this dude who won like $20 million, redneck dude, right? And when he 20 mil, you know what this dude was broke after a year. You know what he did? First of all, he lived it up, right? Because he ain't never had money before. He said, I'm gonna live this up. Oh, you only live once, right? YOLO, all that, right? This dude would buy Bentleys, Bugattis, Ferraris. And you know what he do with these cars? He bought a mansion and he buy all these cars. And you know what he would do with these cars? Have demolition derbies. He would crash these cars in his backyard, drive them at speed and crash and all that.
That's what it is.
Bruh,
You must be possessed.
a Bentley, Bugatti. You looking at Bugatti's like a $2.5 million car. You there just driving it, doing donuts and crashing. He was like YOLO.
I mean, it's like literally throwing money out.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
And the thing about it, when people ask him, like, bro, like, why did you do it? He was like, because I just wanted to. I don't care. He wasn't thinking about the future.
Not only that, he's used to living poor.
Yeah.
So
Wealth lasts a lifetime because when you're wealthy, that's it. Like you have the equation on how to make money. Your money's making money for you, like you said earlier. you have the rights to your music. Anytime someone plays your song on the radio, they have to pay you a percentage of that, depending on what your contract is. Some artists don't have that contract, so they don't get paid like that. So, go ahead.
I heard some. So like if somebody featured you on an ad, you get paid, right?
Yeah.
I know, but how, like for some it was like 10 seconds or.
Doesn't matter. That's all in the contract. So before your likeness can even be used, they have to reach out to you. You have to, and they got to tell you, you got to sign the contract, make sure the money's right, and then boom, they can use your likeness, right? That's how you get paid, right? You know that you can be rich and have no money? How's that, right? So if I ask you a question, right, what dollar amount would you say you would need to be considered as being rich? $1, bro?
Wait, what?
Oh, so you rich to die?
Nah, he still ain't got it. All right, yeah, so what dollar amount? If you hit this dollar amount, you're like, I'm rich.
100
$1
Go.
Sheesh.
Go ahead, what you said?
That's different, man.
million.
Would you think that $1 million is rich?
No, because I could lose that in a heartbeat.
Well, you can lose $100 million in a heartbeat too.
I know, but
What you
it's
gonna lose
just,
it doing? Shoes.
exactly.
You need to do is learn how to invest and do it for shoes.
Great.
So let's just say, all right, $1 million, right? So you set your goals and you hit $1 million in your life. You done passed the 5-figure bracket. That's normal people. You went into the 6-figure bracket. That's doctors and lawyer money. And now you're in the 7-figure bracket.
Who's that?
That's entertainment money, right? That's entertainment. That's athletes money, right? Well, I mean, athletes is probably like the 8 figures, right? And then if you're LeBron, that's 9 figures, all that good stuff. But yeah. So you say $1 million. What if you have, all right, Pete, you have $100 million. You know that Amazon, Jeff Bezos has a boat that's like $400 million? A boat. So your $100 million compared to his boat is like, that's just like fuel for his boat. He has a yacht that it costs more than entire cities. So, just this dude is just like stupid rich. But if you have $100 million in the bank, but you have a $400 million boat that you're paying on, like, how does the math stack up? Or do you have money or do you not have money? You don't, right? Because you only have $100 million in the bank, but you got this $400 million yacht.
You're just a higher level of broke.
That's it. What Meek said, there's levels to this, right?
I never heard him play that before.
Here's a whole song.
What's the song called?
YouTube it. So there's levels to this, right? So you can have all that money, right? So if we're looking at it like, man, that's $100 million, like, well, that's a $400 million boat. And we check our bank account and we got like $3.85 in it. But then someone who don't even have money look at what you got and like, man, you got money. So there's levels of broke, right? And rich people compared to other people, right? There's levels to this. When you're wealthy, money is never an issue because the equation for wealth is that you have to have more assets, which are things that make you money, and less liabilities, less loans, less bills, right? So the equation for wealth literally tells you that you can never be broke if you have more assets than liabilities. So let me ask you a question. If you make $60,000 a year, right? You work in a job, you make $60,000 a year, that's your take home, right? But all your bills and everything that you have to take care of in the entire year costs you $30,000. What does that leave you with at the end of the year? $30,000, right? That means $30,000 of money that you can do whatever you want. Whatever, because all your bills are paid. Remember that $30,000 that your liabilities, you pay that. So the other $30,000 is stuff money that you can do whatever you want with. And that's wealth, right? But you have people that say make $200,000 a year, but all their liabilities are like $300,000 a year. So they're literally negative every single year. Now, yes, on paper, it looks like that person is doing well because they're making $200,000 and you're only making $60,000. But at the end of the year, your wealth is $30,000 on a positive, and they have liabilities of $100,000 in the negative. So at the end of the day, you're wealthy. That person isn't. They're actually broke. So don't look at what other people have because you never know what they're going through.
You never know what their real bank account is like.
Exactly. I knew a doctor. He was a dentist, and he made $600,000 a year. His wife made $400,000 a year, so they were millionaires. But they were underwater on their mortgage. Being underwater on your mortgage means that the house is a lot less than what you bought it for. So if you bought the house for $1 million and you were to try to sell it, you probably only get underwater. You can probably get like $800,000. So you're $200,000 in the negative if you sold your house. So these people were underwater on their house, but their income was great. But you never know, like, what people actually have, right, when it comes to their liabilities. Rich people flaunt their money a lot. You see that in music videos. You see that in, like, just all around you, right? These people want you to know that they're rich, right? They got, and it's funny because, like, people be wearing their Louis belts and, you know, all these fashions that actually have the fashion logo on it, but the more expensive fashions don't even put logos on it, right?
People, okay, there's like certain shoes that people just like because it's the brand, not even what it look like. Cause some be mad ugly.
I bought my wife some Christian Louis Vuittons.
And some.
Right? We all know what those are, right? Red bottoms, right? She had to we went to this event and they hurt her feet. Yeah. They were the most uncomfortable shoes that she wore. My buddy was just in a wedding and the dude, the groom was like mad bougie. So all the dudes had to get Christian Louis Vuitton red bottom shoes, right? But he said those were the most uncomfortable. Like he legit, after he walked down the aisle, like he legit had to take the shoes off because they're so uncomfortable. So that's what I'm saying. Like these things are mad expensive. People want it because of the name, but some of them are just the most uncomfortable stuff to be in. And I know a lot of you ladies, you know, getting older, you're gonna see that. Like to force yourself into some of these expensive brands, you're gonna be like, man, I could just like have some Nike joggers on and I would have been out. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, but yeah, so rich people like to flaunt what they have, right? Yeah. Wealthy people are most modest with their money and they continue to make money for them. Because why would they want to flaunt something right in front of you when their bank account is doing all the flaunting for them, right? Their money is in investments that's growing. But we got dudes wearing Louis belts that they saved up like 4 paychecks just to get one belt. To do what? It don't make you cuter. Right? Like you out there, you got this belt on. Like, all right, so this is a powerful phrase. We buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like with money we don't have. Act your wage, right? So if you only make $40,000 a year, why are you trying to look at $100,000 a year? Why are you trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? It's levels. Your $40,000, you could increase that to 60, to 80, to 100. Your time will come. But whatever bracket you're in, stay in that bracket. Because if you try to increase it, like as far as liabilities go, you're gonna get drowned. You're gonna drown, right? So that's that. We're gonna turn to page 10. We're gonna take our 5-question quiz real quick. Word. You better put some creases in that.
Did you wipe off?
This Air Force Walk is crazy.
Are you being funny right now? That's not how you walk all day.
No, I just I have a beater pair.
We on page 10.
Page 10.
My daughter has up here.
I would never walk like that. That's crazy.
Yep, that.
Can we go back
Real
to
quick, take that real quick.
5 multiple choice questions. My daughter is so annoying. She has an essay to finish, so she don't know what she did when I watched the dishes.
Sorry, please, that.
Right down the hall right here, on your left.
Okay.
Okay, we're all, it looks like everyone's done. Who'd like to do number 1? Here's the rules, you have to read the question. Give us the answer.
All right. What are assets she's gonna apply? I say cash and credit card. A and D.
Anyone else have a different answer?
retirement. Retirement.
And what? It says choose all
And
that.
Carlo.
Huh?
Carlo.
Sorry.
Carlo.
Carlo.
Retirement and cash.
Remember guys, assets are things that you can liquidate for cash, right? So
Wait, what?
turn into cash. It's not
Oh,
cash itself. So remember, anything with a loan, you said it at the beginning.
I put that for
Student loans is not an asset, right? You had part of it, but you just didn't have it.
Oh yeah, cash, credit card, and retirement.
Yeah, so credit cards, no, because it's, you're borrowing someone else's money. Yes. Yeah.
what are liabilities? I said mortgage and
Does everyone agree?
yeah.
Good job. Number 3, who'd like to take that one?
What is broke? I put having more assets than liabilities.
Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Correct, good job.
Number 4.
I put when it was you have more money than someone else.
What was, I don't know what the question is.
Oh, what is one huge difference between being rich and being wealthy?
And what's the answer?
I say when you're wealthy, you have more money than someone rich.
When you're wealthy, you have more money than someone's rich. Anyone have anything different? What you got?
Wait, you can be rich and broke at the same time.
You can be rich and broke at the same time.
Anyone disagree or agree? We agree? So which one is it?
I don't know. I put the one that Josh gave.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's C.
I have to read this up.
You can be rich and broke at the same time. Oh, it's almost like one of the trick questions. We got you.
Number 5.
How long?
Go ahead, Ken.
How long does the dollar last after the making? I put 6 hours.
Everyone agree?
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct.
Nice. All right, it is 6:22. Did everyone say hi to Miss Carter?
I heard some hey when I said hey y'all.
Hello.
So, tell me one thing you guys learned about chapter 1 in the black book. Who read it? What did you like or dislike? It was pretty easy, right?
It was only like, what, 2 pages? Oh, 3. So it's 5?
Like 3 pages. Are y'all counting on that?
Well, I mean, granted, they know how many pages, so that's a good sign.
I forgot.
You forgot to bring the book or you forgot to read the book?
Read and bring.
See?
I watched it. And I'm not wrong. Because I haven't it yet. Yeah. It was like about like how you're gonna save your money and where you can save it. There's something about financial debt. It was just a lot of words in the book.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Oh, you wrote the book, right?
No. Huh?
That is.
Alright. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get started with our vision lesson, and then we're gonna pause at 6:30 so we can eat. So we'll just turn to page 11 in our book.
On safe. That means 11.
Sorry guys, when I say turn to page 11 in the book, we're always working out of the white book.
I could count in like 13 different languages.
So, we're gonna be talking about what is a vision, why it's important to have one, what are vision boards, why you should create one, how to set goals, and what are things you like to own, and let's talk about what is the American dream, and what does it mean to you guys, right? So, what is a vision? Who can tell me?
Somewhere or something that gets to you having in the future or doing.
Yep. I like it. Is anyone who wants to expand?
Oh, cool.
Yep. Anyone else? Good stuff. So, for this purpose, we're going to use Webster's definition, right? It's a thought, concept, or object formed by the imagination, right? Thought, concept, or object formed by the imagination, right? That's just.
That part. We gotta have Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next one.
So, a vision is the goals that you envision for your future, right? Whatever thought, whatever concept or objects that you envision for yourself, right?
What makes us do the things we do? It keeps me loving you. Imagination. And when you're in you, and want somebody. Imagination set you free. I was on The Voice.
You trying to what me?
Right, mother.
You saw that movie because it's going to be on this season
The
of
Bachelor.
Bachelorette?
You seen it with the white girl?
No.
If it's gonna be in subtitles so we can understand what he's saying.
I don't know why I'm getting on this. Everybody got that? The goals you envision for your. You got it, right? Not that we flipped off by accident.
Oh,
All right. So, we know what it is. Why should we have them? Why is it important for us to have goals and visions? Yes.
Because you make sure you got accomplish.
Say that again.
You make sure you got accomplish.
Make sure you can accomplish them yet.
So you have something to look forward to?
Perfect.
so you stay on track. Like you gotta like plan.
Perfect.
You could see improvement.
Yes. I mean, jeez. You know, if we were doing like high fives all around, you're like this. Yes. I love all the answers.
We have to like put like hand sanitizer on that.
Oh my god.
But all of those answers were exactly correct, right? A vision is essential to your hopes and your dreams. Having a vision is the starting point towards your goals, right? Like, literally, if you have no vision, you're kind of living a hopeless life, and it's kind of like, well, then why do you wake up in the morning, right? A vision gives your dreams, thoughts, and concepts a guide to follow. Ooh, yes.
Velvet?
That is something.
Jerk face.
That's on camera.
Others.
We got that? Everybody good? All right, so a guide to follow, right? So, does everyone know what these are?
Yeah.
Vision boards. Who's created one before? Yay, we have some.
Come on, show you.
Huh?
You was mad late with raising your hand.
Oh, because I hear she see.
Oh.
So, a vision board is a visual representation of your goals in picture or word form.
Wait, you said, did you make a vision board?
Have you made one before? Yeah.
No. Never in my life.
So, oh, that's not it. Sorry.
It's not.
It's not. Is it?
Pen.
Yes. Like, I can't erase this.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
That's
a vision board.
Oh, you're right. Heck, did I not highlight this again? Sorry, guys.
You gotta make sure you highlight it.
I apologize. It's my fault because I didn't put it in yellow. Please write it. Yes, that is correct. A vision board is a visual representation of your goals in picture or word form.
Are you a Simo? What you said?
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. Monolingual,
Oh my God. I learned about
What
this.
the? You just greedy. I did not put that in your pocket.
All right. So for the people that have made one before, right? How was the experience? What did you make it for?
Just.
You're already speaking.
Oh, bro. Never mind. Okay. Anyways, it was just things that, like, I wasn't seeing myself having later on now.
Nice. Okay, nice.
I made it for English class, and that was just to see what I thought my future would look like.
Awesome. I love that. Anyone else wanna raise their hand? Did you like the process?
Yeah, just finding pictures. It was a newspaper, so it wasn't easy. I didn't really know that. So I looked them up.
Fancy. You fancy. That's the important thing about like creating one of these is, I mean, with us and all the technology around us, we can literally create it on our computers or phones, save it to our screenshot. So it's like if you ever want the big thing about utilizing these, right, is that representation that, okay, I'm gonna look at my phone, oh, right, okay, Slack right now because I remembered this is my goal, right? This is what I want one day, and in order to get there, I have to do X, Y, and Z, right? So, why should we create our vision? We're gonna start on that after we eat. Pause.
Smart, I think the first, for the S, I think it's specific or something.
Mm-hmm.
We just smart
You know, right?
Yeah, so it's 6:31. Like I said, we were gonna start a little bit and then eat and then think. So, we're going to take a break. Everybody have some hand sanitizer, and we'll start with Chandler and then work our way this way. Yes, ladies
I gotta
first.
cut my hand. I forgot that.
Can you pass it again?
Oh, my bad. I was using it to rest.
Like, what? Oh, you're holding it like. Did they bring a garden today?
No, because I was trying to dump on somebody.
Just put it in the
She said you go first. She might work her way around. Go, Chandler.
If you don't want to go first, you can go first. I mean, like, with
Yeah, yeah.
You is so.
You got
Like,
your thing.
it's not hard.
you guys see the time, so it's good. Use a fork. Yeah. No, it's not hard.
I'm ready now. You just got a water.
Some people are not.
What you say?
I can't. That's okay.
I like to see where my water was made.
Oh no, that's not good water.
It tastes good.
That purified stuff, because that be coming out of like, what's it called?
Probably your kitchen
Eco
sink
air
water.
bottle. It's 100% recyclable bottle in cap.
Purified.
BPA free bottle.
I want the condiment.
This was
Kendrick.
sourced, protected from Springs Inn, Whitehaven, Pennsylvania, Mollystown, Pennsylvania, Power City, Pennsylvania, Black Creek, Pennsylvania, West Penn, Pennsylvania, Height. All these places this water came from.
What flavor?
I don't know.
They look like one's barbecue and one's like plain. I don't know.
It's barbecue, she says. The one with color. Oh, sorry.
The
You got
water.
I
racist
didn't know
things.
who it was.
It is hot sauce in the kitchen.
That, you can make your own buffalo.
These french fries are good.
First of all, they're legends.
Why didn't french fries, same thing, they're both, they're almost the same. I thought that was something. Where?
Don't say that out loud.
Are these different things?
Huh?
They probably all, because I think, I don't know what they are. Ranch is bussin'.
And they're blue cheese.
Yeah,
They look different.
Well, the blue cheese will probably be thick. Let me see. I'll tell you which one. This is blue cheese. Yeah, ranch has like little black
Yeah,
spots in
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I think
Sorry guys, no hot sauce, get some dipping sauce. Ranch or, it's ranch or something.
Brothers,
Here.
y'all,
You sanitize? Oh, you ate already?
Don't overthink it, like,
y'all good?
oh, they got us
Sanitize it.
Girl,
You guys are good, right? Are you good?
like, I don't know. Stop overthinking it.
Yeah. Please, go ahead.
Have anything you
Go
want, bro?
If you need chips, there's cookies, there's candy and.
There's candy?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Alright, guys.
Oh my God.
Was that a good piece? Like,
Something, but it's still on my hand.
okay, all the Snickers. I saw it first.
What's your team first? Ooh, you got blue cheese on your joggers.
Here. It's called a washer and dryer.
So
We've been
put
looking
it
for
in the
that
brown paper bag.
ever since you got it.
I'm not sure. Excuse me, what's going on?
oh my God, what really walk like that?
Your magic sauce.
That was magic. Magic.
You did a magic trick?
You know what magic's gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with the sham guy. Come over and do a
You play basketball?
jump all over your whole your whole hairline like, ha!
Hey,
Eat that.
You crazy.
I know.
When I go out there, I just like, hit you with that little James Harden step back. Watch you jump in the air. Sorry, your brother, how much What happened to me? I took football as my sport.
What happened to that?
Yeah.
I played. Played college ball, played semi-professional, won chips, everything. And she won't let me go play football anymore.
Why?
Because I got mad kids.
he broke it.
That's who. You saw that? Who saw that?
I did.
Thank you. Thank you. You saw that?
No, I did it.
Because you hate it right now. Why you touch my Snickers, yo? Why? Don't try it. All right, take that.
Sounds a little kid.
Woo-hoo. Yo, at your age, you're supposed to be an instructor when you hear selling candy.
No one told him to put chocolate in here.
You mad weird.
Yeah, what's good? I watched that one.
Turn off, turn it on.
You forgot your water, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you welcome. I bet you if there was soda up there, you'd have been drinking. Who else didn't get no water? You want water?
Water.
Oh. Yeah. You need your water.
Oh, you stay hydrated.
Oh, you got your Gatorade? Okay, you just different. You come prepared. Okay. Why you on my seat? Yes.
Really? You made me move for no reason?
I did.
Why is it melted already? Couldn't read?
Dang, don't worry, keep taking it. Dang.
Only today.
Somebody died. Who? People die every day now. He said 14-year-old. It's in Waterbury. Yeah, they died. 14-year-old boy stabbed in the chest during occupation. I didn't know him, but I ain't.
He did not look 14.
It's not him. He was the one who killed him. His name is Angel. Angel.
What's the last name?
I hope it's good name. Angel, I don't want to know.
Girl, you want us to do it, you're mentioning it.
He said there was a
He said something about taking a video. Oh my lord.
No, I'm not.
This is what we gonna do now.
I can't text the messages and then.
You really gonna go? Really? Don't go. Oh, this is Angel. You guys gotta get up. So, you're not looking.
I don't know, he's like,
I don't know who that is.
yeah,
though.
he's so young. Yeah.
No, he just died from. Like,
I've seen that grown man before.
that's scary.
I'm not serious. I've seen him. That's what I do. Now I still see him. But after we saw that guy that played for Cosby, I don't know, he's 83. Not crazy.
Who is Brian even talking about? Look, you know what I actually. And look, from time to time, she put on the box. Yeah. Like, please, girl. Woo! Don't get me started. Lord. What were we showing them? Kimmy, what is this?
Oh, wait. It was like,
This one?
No.
This is so
No,
funny.
that's not it. Hold back. It's more like this.
This one?
Yeah. And look what she put.
Right?
Yeah, she got it.
you saw right, stick
Ooh. Like, girl, she put it with you too.
That's actually.
The YouTube is crazy.
What happened?
So that added him there from TikTok and his bachelor. I'm gonna stay for sure. That's for this.
Y'all saw right for this TikTok.
You're not talking about.
I think you're talking about Billy.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
They're both.
No.
All I could get in my head is that she used that.
What?
I don't know what Steve.
They not understanding. Listen. I know.
Done?
I don't know, like,
I don't know, but they need to pick one. Cause I got her arguing, but y'all saw that? I was like,
yeah, it was nice, but
I'm
that
not used to her with them. I think that's what
You gotta eat the meat off the bristle. We're gonna have to teach y'all how to eat wings. Your wings supposed to be naked, like no meat at all on these wings. And you gotta eat the gristle.
the chili part.
I got you. Hold on. Everybody says,
Yeah, now, get into it.
There's more if y'all want more. Man.
I'm calling.
I'll break them.
Yeah, I'm coming. Y'all got 5 more minutes, so eat up.
I'm gonna hurt myself.
Yeah, that's all right.
I can't.
Big.
Don't say anything.
I was so about to.
Pause.
You looked at me.
So, you're not gonna see pause now?
I feel so big. What is so
Oh,
pause
I
about
don't
what
take my
I
house.
What do you think I said?
My fault.
You nasty.
I show homework to go to.
What? What? I don't even know what y'all meaning at this point. What are you about to say? You said no fault for that? Like, what please? Girl. I think he's going to say that. Still ain't no pause. For me, you're left.
Oh, because that's what she said.
Wait, where's the dry? Oh, the dry ones are done.
Let's mix it. Mix it dirty.
Oh wait, no, I thought it was just barbecue. Oh shit.
I was saying.
Kendra, could you be a kind person and bring me a napkin?
No, come downstairs. Come in the
Shannon sent me two.
I would have helped
Shannon, what do you need?
No.
napkin.
That's what I'll wear myself. Remember this. She told me on some rent. She said, I'm home. When she came in, she said, I'm home.
No, I didn't say that. Carl said that.
Okay, well, the first time you said, I'm home.
Can you take off your t-shirt?
Shannon, be nice and take one for me.
No, there's nothing.
She didn't give me enough time to grab another one.
Give me the thing. Oh my God. No, last time she came in my house, she said, I'm home. So now, she expects
That's my help.
me to stay home. A burger. Girl, please.
I wanted your help.
No, you ain't need help.
You're just so horrible.
No,
You don't.
you know how
I don't care.
She made her no food to wear at my house. She expect me to cook. Like she's
And will.
like I'm a maid.
Sure will.
And she's royalty. Like girl, you gonna start next time you go hungry.
I bet you I won't. Eat them snacks up.
You don't know who you supposed to be.
What was that? Oh. What's your lamp? I don't remember if that's ranch or it's ranch. It's not Mickey. I know the difference. You wanted something? What was it for? I didn't know who it was for.
Yeah, that's what she did.
Rocky Nine counts.
Very chill. Son of a.
So what?
You working out, Mona?
Stephanie.
Nah, I just,
You should.
Stop trying to eat slow. Yes, you can. You can.
Oh.
No,
Listen.
Oh, you do it?
Well, you be trying to carry.
Who you think took them from me?
that's not the point I ain't here.
It's always the last person that get caught.
And you was the last person.
guys, what we get next week?
Girl,
What y'all want?
I haven't digest the food yet.
I'm asking them. I'm not even just asking you.
At the end of class, we'll ask, and then when the class comes to a consensus, we'll let.
I just wanted to make some conversation.
I'm about to conversate y'all
You
now.
know, you can conversate about any type of food.
All right, y'all can finish up your chicken, but turn back to the page at hand, which is page 11.
Yeah.
Oh, I need one more napkin.
Everybody else in the napkin?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone else? Good. All right. So, where did we leave off? Oh, why should we create a vision board? I didn't go through any of this yet. So, a vision board is a personal reminder of your goals, right? So the reason why we do it, just like you guys said, is to basically, it's that visual representation, reminding us, okay, this is my goal, this is what I want to accomplish, right? Your vision board is a roadmap to reaching your goals. They provide you with daily reminders to never forget your goals and dreams. So I think that's the part in the, so daily reminders to never forget your goals and your dreams. I will soften it up. So is Halloween on this year?
Yeah, probably. But I'm not sure if it's anymore.
No? To go for that?
Yeah, party's on our house.
I have to go remember these.
You going to a haunted house?
Yeah, we gotta get invited.
I'm still partying.
Oh, yeah. Certain age on this party.
Oh, yeah. You wanna watch Shanti's party? Or Noni's party?
I'm going now.
So, when it comes to creating your vision boards, right? You should put them in a place where you see it every day. Where is a good place to put your vision boards?
Probably somewhere where you wake up, like close to where you wake up.
So somewhere in your bedroom, on your walls. Anywhere else? Girl, that is a good one. Because I know y'all stay in the fridge. All right, she said in the fridge. Oh my gosh, lockdown? I swear, the kids were. I was just like, yo, you just was in the kitchen 2 seconds ago.
I get bored and I just come down, I look in the fridge and I go back upstairs.
And you know nothing changed, right, since the last time.
I'm trying to show y'all that there is nothing to eat in this fish, so go shopping.
Oh, that's what it means, the multiple. Oh, okay.
I'd be like, I know you've seen that. It's my third time.
But that's a good, so on the fridge in your bedroom where you often look, in front of the toilet, where I know we spend half our time, please, okay.
I just
Don't play yourself. Because y'all go in here, you sit down, you take your phones, and you're
I
like,
don't even be using it.
Oh,
But I'm not gonna look exactly.
Snapchat
I
boy.
don't even be using it. I'll sit there till my legs go numb.
I swear, that's what my child does in the morning. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, and I'm like, that's because I be
you're
staring.
half sleeping on the toilet.
Yeah, I be like, I just be staring.
Literally, boy. And then we just be killing.
Or when I wake up, I just sit on my bed. And I
Exactly. I chased the bus down the hill this morning. If y'all want to talk. I'm so sad.
But you want to place your boards in a place where you can see them every day so that they are a constant reminder to you of what your goals are and where you need to be to reach them. So, how do we set goals? Anybody have an idea? Good job, the two of you. Like y'all reading each other's minds, writing them down, yes. Because if we don't write them down, it's really just a wish, right? Like it's in our mind and we're just like, I mean, I wish that would happen. But no, you gotta write them down and make them purposeful. So when we set goals, we use the SMART goal method. You guys, you said who's heard of the SMART goal method or using the SMART method? It's an acronym. We know what an acronym means.
Yeah.
So it's a word that means other words. So S, so you it's the spot in your. So with the SMART method, what it SMART means is, S means specific. Specific.
Yeah, not the ocean.
Specific. Yeah, I said it right.
Yeah.
I thought I said it wrong.
M is measurable. A
I can't
is
spell.
attainable. R is realistic. It's gonna be on the next slide, so don't worry. And T is time bound. Time bound, right? All right, so let's dive into this. You're gonna see it. So, when we're talking about using the SMART method, right? First of all, why would we use a method like this? Can anyone like think? This is not something that we came up with. Like, this is what companies and corporations use with their employees when they like, okay, what's your goal? What do you want to do, right? How do you want to increase sales or revenue, right? How do we get more customers, right? This is the method that they're using, right? So they have to be specific. They have to set real numbers with real deadlines. All right, so I want $1 million in revenue by the end of 2022. Real numbers with real deadlines. Now, if you're just starting out, I'm not saying that it's not possible, right? But if you're like a baby company, you just start 50,000. Measurable. Make sure your goals are trackable. What does that mean?
Like, keep up with it. I don't work that word.
Just not too out of your age.
If you know, right, that you want a B in English by the end of, say, second market period, how do you track how you're doing, right? Because I know there's like progress reports, right, that the teachers will give and send out before the market period comes to a close. So that's a way that you could track it, right? Okay, am I in line with where I want to be? If not, then I need to recircle around and be like, okay, what do I need to do to get there? Attainable. Work towards a goal that is challenging but possible, right? You should always strive to challenge yourself and push yourself to a next level, but don't go for something that's totally impossible, right? You can't say that you're gonna fly out of space and you've never actually trained to be an astronaut, right? Like, having no gravity, that's not everybody, that's, loopy. That's like, hold on, I need my feet on solid ground. You know what I mean? Realistic. Be honest with yourself. You know what you are capable of. You know what you're capable of. So don't say that I want my F in math to jump all the way to an A in one market period. Right? I mean, is that realistic?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
F to an A?
In one market period.
One market period?
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah? So why is it an F in the first place? Would have been my question.
I got a 0. Maybe I was missing something. Right, grades be dropping like crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is, the grades, like, they drop so easily, but then it's so hard to bring them back up. And it makes no sense.
And it doesn't change. Keep that thought, because once you start higher education, same thing. We all start off with the same 4.0. Can you maintain it? That's the real question. So you all start off with the A. Can you maintain it, right? Time bound. Give yourself a deadline. Give yourself a deadline. Why is that important? Yes.
So you don't keep like pushing it back and like just saying you're gonna do it later.
Procrastination.
Girl, you said it. You know when you hit the nail on the head. Like that's not easy. You ever try hammering something? Sometimes it's like, oh man, and you got like 10 little like nicks around, and the nail hasn't been hit yet. Yeah. So you hit the nail on the head. Because we all have a little bit of procrastination in us, and if we don't give ourselves this, yeah. All right, so now this is just an example. So I want A's and B's in my classes, and to obtain a 3.5 to 4.0 GPA, right? That's my specific goal, right? It's specific. It's telling you exactly what I want. Measurable. I'm going to use progress report cards to track my grades using a grade journal.
Measurable is hard sometimes. That's what power school is for.
Power School also does it. Also helps you track. Yes, that is true. Because you'll know right away if you got an F on that assignment. You'll be like, okay, Miss So-and-so, how can I
Why do you think that measurable is hard sometimes?
Because sometimes I just don't know what to put because I don't know.
Well,
It's
what's
not that you need to put something, it's that you need to find a way to figure out where you're going. So if your goal is to save $500 by the end of the year, how are you gonna track that? That's all you're doing, is
Check my
tracking.
bank account. I don't know.
But you also gotta find the money to put in there, but yeah, you check your bank account, so it's like, all right, so you put $100 in this week, right? If you don't put it in for like a whole nother month, you check your bank account, you be like, oh, I got $100.05, because you get your little interest, that's all they give you is 0.00, whatever, right? So it's like, all right, so then if, depending on the time frame, all right, I have this amount of months to come up with $400 more, right? Attainable. This goal is absolutely attainable with hard work, right? As far as getting A's and B's. Realistic, this goal is not out of my reach. I've been making progress each semester. I know I can achieve my goals, right? Like we said, you just have to put in the time and work hard to keep that A and A. Time bound. I would like to achieve my goals by the end of the marking period or semester. So you got to give yourself more time. When do I want those grades to be A's and B's, right? You have to give yourself a time frame, because if you don't, then, like you both said, you're just gonna be pushing it off and you're not gonna work quite as hard for what you wanna do. Anybody know what a TED Talk is? Everybody ever heard of them? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's after this? The quiz?
Another one?
No, they gotta make their goals.
I would say do the video last, just haven't finished it.
Okay. So, what are some things that you would like to own?
A big house.
Nice.
Escalade.
Nice. I like those. I like
A
those.
lot of money.
What'd you say?
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Land.
Money.
Land. Yes, I like it too. Yes. You had your hands up?
I want to start a company. But like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I just I would like to have like more than one source of income.
Yes. Businesses. So, real estate, land, business, investments, right? Diversifying that income, so different streams are coming in, right? Degrees in houses for real estate also. Assets that appreciate over time. These are some things to aim towards, right? So we know that appreciate means that it's gonna go up in value over time, right? So some things that don't appreciate over time are basically anything with engines, unless they are antiques and collectibles. So like, for the Shelby, they only made like, what, five of them? 4, 3, I don't know. Only a few of those types of cars. So if the company like, oh, a few of silly cars, right? So they then become collectibles, right? Everything else, unfortunately, once I got my new car, it's like, I can't go back and sell it back to the dealership for what I'm paying for it, because it's depreciated as soon as I put mileage on it. All right.
Appreciate means goes up in value, depreciate means goes down.
What is your American dream? Anybody ever heard that term?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah? Elaborate.
Oh, as in what? The American.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Like maybe I feel like it means like your biggest goal in life, like the money, the car, the family, like
Yeah, basically. So, Lord, what a person. The American dream is the idea that every U.S. citizen should have an equal opportunity to achieve success and prosperity through hard work, determination, and initiatives. So basically, sum it all up, what Kendra said. So those things that you're aiming towards, right? Those ideas that you want, right? It's basically the concept that whatever you're dreaming of, whatever you want to become, whatever you want to do, it's not out of your reach, right? You're not so much under a government that is stifling you and not allowing you to venture out into different areas that you want to do, right? So, that being said, when you kind of touch on it, what would your dream be?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
What do you fantasize about, like, when you grow up? Like, yeah, I want to do, or I want to have, or I want to
I
own.
just want to have the good amount of money and a good household and a great job.
There you go.
Oh.
So that would be yours, right? You want stability and you want financial freedom
We put
with
that
a big
together.
house.
What does the American dream mean for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what will allow you to achieve that piece of the pie, right? What's your dream and what's going to help you get there, right? So for you it would be like you have to get your education, right?
Yeah.
So that you could get an income that's going to sustain the lifestyle that you want, right? You have to have healthy relationships, so don't be afraid of counseling. Therapy is not a bad thing.
Some people are cuckoo. They need it.
Like,
I had therapy growing up. Don't look at me, I'm fine.
That's crazy.
Why y'all looking at me?
You thought I needed it.
Wait, what?
Imagine having therapy.
Stop. Because
We had that counselor.
I went to Wellmore.
What's Lovemore? Rehab?
What did he say?
it doesn't sound like a
No, Wellmore is like where they be helping kids or whatever. Sometimes mom and dad got divorced and they thought I needed it. They thought it affected me somehow. And it didn't.
We had a counselor.
probably did.
No, it really didn't.
Can you go back for
I
a
still
second?
see them.
Go back for a second.
That was harsh.
Right. You gotta stop talking to my lady like this.
Oh, no, she didn't hear him, so I had to reiterate louder. I got you, bro.
Calmly.
Right, calm
Yes,
down.
I apologize, lady. Can you please go back?
This one?
So if I say it like nicely, but like,
Yeah, the basin.
yeah, put some
Right.
bass in it, right?
No.
Oh, I gotta
You
take the
added a
bass
little
out.
Take the
too
bass
much
away.
bass, yeah. I agree.
So the next thing that we're going to work on is there's a section in your book where it says
Upcoming goals.
my upcoming goals, right? So what we're going to work on is right, making some smart goals for ourselves, right? And we're talking about our goals. We're talking about short-term or long-term goals. Who knows what a short-term goals time frame consists of?
Yeah.
Being wealthy.
Like 2 weeks.
Time frame.
Oh.
2 weeks a month.
So anything from like now to 2 years, right?
That's
You
short.
could put in a short-term goal. Yeah.
That's long.
Wait, so
Because sometimes, like, what if you want to, like, what if Shayla wants to learn how to do her braids herself? Sometimes, but that could take 2 months.
Yeah, you said up to 2 years.
Yes, because there are certain goals that you have to have steps to it, right?
I need to learn.
Long-term time frame is what? What's the long-term goal time frame?
So like, to my age right now, so when I'm like, I
You want to put an age on it? Yeah, but it's as in years, right? So if you wanna set a goal that's long-term, it's anywhere after 2 years, right? Anywhere after 2 years is the time frame it's gonna take for you to reach that goal, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the SMART method to create these goals, right? And so whether you want it to be long-term or short-term goals, that's up to you. Do not limit yourself, so it could be anything from scholar, so educational, whatever you want, what your goal wants to be, educational, career, emotional, the spiritual, physical. If your goal is to get better at basketball or just to get in shape,
Or get dunked on?
You didn't dunk on me.
Not yet.
writing those down, right? If your goal is to, educational wise, to read more, invest more time into yourself. These goals, we're going to put them on a vision board. Yes,
What's his last name?
read.
How many of your goals?
My goal is to dunk on you.
Bro, remember when we said it has to be realistic?
It is realistic.
Okay, because
So-
that's not realistic.
So remember the SMART method, and so just keep in mind that we're going to be translating your goals into your vision boards. Okay?
Oh, we're making them?
Yes, we're going to make some. Not this class, but we are.
And we're gonna use magazines and not newspapers.
Oh.
Wait, how do you spell? Is it read? Like read a book or read?
R-E-I-D.
It's actually spelled G-O-D.
You ever watch Let It Shine?
G-O-D. That's God.
Yeah, I'm glad you know.
But I didn't put R-E-I-D. I put read as reading.
I don't know. Read. Like R-E-D.
There's 3 ways to spell read.
But like for a name.
Yeah, there's only 2 ways to spell read for a name.
R-E-D or R-E-I-D? R-E-A-D.
R-E-E-D.
Read.
Oh, I
Who
know
would
the
name
name.
their kid Read? It's unique. People could say whatever. People could name the child hand sanitizer. Like what? Like, yes, they could.
I think it was it Oprah? I forgot what it was, but the girl with the longest name in the world.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
That's
That mother did the most.
It must have took her a while to learn to spell
Oh,
right.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
No, it was way longer than
It's
that.
like
His name is my name.
It was a girl, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all never heard that song?
yeah.
Oh.
I watched it.
You watch Barney? Yeah, you do.
I hated
What y'all grew up on, Dora?
There's Cocomelon in the house. Like, literally all that thing.
I used to watch
You grew up on
Dora.
Barney?
I don't like Barney.
Dora
I don't know I watched like.
Oh yes, it's
I watched
SpongeBob.
How you get to work?
Oh, just put them.
Yeah, I watched Nighttime Rugrats.
Yeah, you
I
Jimmy, you try to stay.
Bro,
Yeah.
that was my I had a crush on Oh, I forgot you can watch. My dad. Oh my god.
And they should just pop up in the background.
Look at that.
Shut up. Well, you need to start trying to move it because it's
Don't
not
do it.
helping. That junk staying in the need to keep pushing it down lower and lower.
gonna break it.
No, like if you want to go get out, then you better show him.
That's why in my head I was like, what I was just gonna say? I was thinking he's telling me it was better. But then I feel like he's gonna be like, show him. Great.
She was talking.
So
Right.
That is so
It's the rest
brilliant.
of my head. You can hear it.
Y'all still talk? She had a whole fit. Because
Like,
she's
she
going
gave
to that part.
Cold.
No, I think you got the volume on the computer.
I'm pressing it to go off and it's not.
No, but you gotta turn it on. Is the volume on YouTube up?
I'm gonna grab a snack while I watch.
Oh yeah, the TV. You have the remote, right?
Yeah.
Don't answer.
With the TV volume on.
How do I do that?
It's paused.
Hit volume, man.
There's no volume. Oh, at the side.
Oh, there you go. Try it now.
Do I have to fill all of these? Like,
We got a test on the next page? That's crazy.
Which means I had to write a lot of papers.
See, he got it.
Now, when a normal student writes a paper, they might spread the work out a little.
He got it.
So in college, I was a government major, which means I had to write a lot of papers. Now, when a normal student writes a paper, they might spread the work out a little like this. So, you get started maybe a little slowly, but you get enough done in the first week that with some heavier days later on, everything gets done and things stay civil. And I would want to do that like that. That would be the plan. I would have it all ready to go, but then actually the paper would come along, and then I would kind of do this. And that would happen every single paper. But then came my 90-page senior thesis, a paper you're supposed to spend a year on. I knew for a paper like that, my normal workflow was not an option. It was way too big a project. So I planned things out, and I decided I kind of had to go something like this. This is how the year would go. So I'd start off light, and I'd bump it up in the middle months. And then at the end, I would kick it up into high gear. It's just like a little staircase. How hard did it just walk up the stairs? No big deal, right? But then, funniest thing happened. Those first few months, they came and went, and I couldn't quite do stuff. So we had an awesome new revised plan. And then those middle months actually went by, and I didn't really write words. And so we were here. And then 2 months turned into 1 month, which turned into 2 weeks. And one day I woke up with 3 days until the deadline, still not having written a word. And so I did the only thing I could. I wrote 90 pages over 72 hours, pulling not one but 2 all-nighters. Humans are not supposed to pull 2 all-nighters. Sprinted across campus, dove in slow motion, and got it in just at the deadline. I thought that was the end of everything. But a week later, I get a call. It's the school. And they say, "Is this Tim Urban?" And I say, "Yeah." And they say, "We need to talk about your thesis." I say, "Okay." And they say, "It's the best one we've ever seen." That did not happen. It was a very, very bad thesis. I just wanted to enjoy that one moment when all of you thought, "This guy is amazing." No, it was very, very bad. Anyway, today I'm a writer, blogger guy. I write the blog Wait But Why. And a couple of years ago, I decided to write about procrastination. My behavior has always perplexed the non-procrastinators around me, and I wanted to explain to the non-procrastinators of the world what goes on in the heads of procrastinators and why we are the way we are. Now, I had a hypothesis that the brains of procrastinators were actually different than the brains of other people. And to test this, I found an MRI lab that actually let me scan both my brain and the brain of a proven non-procrastinator. And so I could compare them, and I actually brought them here to show you today. And I want you to take a look carefully to see if you can notice a difference. And I know that if you're not a trained brain expert, it's not that odd to look, okay? So here's the brain of a non-procrastinator. Now, here's my brain. There is a difference. Both brains have a rational decision maker in them, but the procrastinator's brain also has an instant gratification monkey. Now, what does this mean for the procrastinator? Well, it means everything's fine until this happens. So the rational decision maker will make the rational decision to do something productive, but the monkey doesn't like that plan. So he actually takes the wheel, and he says, "Actually, let's read the entire Wikipedia page of the Nancy Kerrigan-Tanya Harding scandal, because I just remembered that happened. Then we're going to go over to the fridge. We're going to see if there's anything new in there since 10 minutes ago. After that, we're We're going to go on a YouTube spiral that starts with videos of Richard Feynman talking about magnets and ends much, much later with us watching interviews with Justin Bieber's mom. All of that's going to take a while, so we're not going to really have room on the schedule for any work today. Sorry. Now, what is going on here? The instant gratification monkey does not seem like a guy you want behind the wheel. He lives entirely in the present moment. He has no memory of the past, no knowledge of the future, and he only cares about two things: easy and fun. Now, in the animal world, that works fine. If you're a dog and you spend your whole life doing nothing other than easy and fun things, you're a huge success. And to the monkey, humans are just another animal species. He has to keep well slept, well fed, and propagating into the next generation. Which in tribal times might have worked okay. But if you haven't noticed, now we're not in tribal times. We're in an advanced civilization, and the monkey does not know what that is. Which is why we have another guy in our brain, the rational decision maker, who gives us the ability to do things no other animal can do. We can visualize the future. We can see the big picture. We can make long-term plans. And he wants to take all of that into account. And he wants to just have us do whatever makes sense to be doing right now. Now, sometimes it makes sense to be doing things that are easy and fun, like when you're having dinner or going to bed or enjoying well or in leisure time. That's why there's an overlap. Sometimes they agree. But other times, it makes much more sense to be doing things that are harder and less pleasant for the sake of the big picture, and that's when we have a conflict. And for the procrastinator, that conflict tends to end a certain way every time, leaving him spending a lot of time in this orange zone, an easy and fun place that's entirely out of the make sense circle. I call it the dark playground. Now, the dark playground is a place that all of you procrastinators out there know very well. It's where leisure activities happen at times when leisure activities are not supposed to be happening. The fun you have in the dark playground isn't actually fun because it's completely unearned and the air is filled with guilt, dread, anxiety, self-hatred, all those good procrastinator feelings. And the question is, in this situation, with the monkey behind the wheel, how does the procrastinator ever get himself over here to this blue zone? A less pleasant place, but where really important things happen. Well, turns out that the procrastinator has a guardian angel, someone who's always looking down on him and watching over him in his darkest moments. Someone called the panic monster. Now, the panic monster is dormant most of the time, but he suddenly wakes up anytime a deadline gets too close or there's danger of public embarrassment, a career disaster, or some other scary consequence. And importantly, he's the only thing that the monkey is terrified of. Now, he became very relevant in my life pretty recently because the people of TED reached out to me about 6 months ago and invited me to do a TED Talk. Now, of course, I said yes. It's always been a dream of mine to have done a TED Talk in the past. But in the middle of all this excitement, the rational decision maker seemed to have something else in his mind. He was saying, are we clear on what we just accepted? Do we get what's going to be now happening one day in the future? We need to sit down and work on this right now. And the monkey said, totally agree, but also let's just open Google Earth and let's zoom into the bottom of India, like 200 feet above the ground, and we're going to scroll up for 2.5 hours till we get to the top of the country so we can get a better feel for India. So that's what we did that day. As 6 months turned into 4, and then 2, and then 1, the people of TED decided to release the speakers. And I opened up the website, and there was my face, staring right back at me, and guess who woke up? So the panic monster starts losing his mind, and a few seconds later, the whole system's in mayhem. And the monkey, you remember, he's terrified of the panic monster. Boom, he's up the tree. And finally, the rational decision maker can take the wheel and I can start working on the talk. Now, the panic monster explains all kinds of pretty insane procrastinating behavior, like how someone like me could spend 2 weeks unable to start the opening sentence of a paper, and then miraculously find the unbelievable work ethic to stay up all night and write 8 pages. And this entire situation with the 3 characters, this is the procrastinator's system. It's not pretty, but in the end, it works. And this is what I decided to write about on the blog just a couple years ago. Now, when I did, I was amazed by the response. Literally thousands of emails came in from all different kinds of people, from all over the world, doing all different kinds of things. These are people who are nurses, and bankers, and painters, and engineers, and lots of PhD students. And they were all writing saying the same thing. I have this problem too. But what struck me was the contrast between the light tone of the post and the heaviness of these emails. These people were writing with intense frustration about what procrastination had done to their lives. Monkey had done to them. And I thought about this. And I said, the procrastinator system works, then what's going on? Why are all these people in such a dark place? Well, it turns out that there's 2 kinds of procrastination. Everything I've talked about today, the examples I've given, they all have deadlines. And when there's deadlines, the effects of procrastination are contained to the short term because the panic monster gets involved. But there's a second kind of procrastination that happens in situations when there is no deadline. So if you want to have a career where you want to be a self-starter, something in the arts, something entrepreneurial, there's no deadlines on those things at first because nothing's happening at first. Not until you've gone out and done the hard work to get some momentum, to get things going. There's also all kinds of important things outside of your career that don't involve any deadlines, like seeing your family or exercising and taking care of your health, working on your relationship, or getting out of a relationship that isn't working. Now, if procrastinator's only mechanism of doing these hard things is the panic monster, that's a problem because in all of these non-deadline situations, the panic monster doesn't show up. He has nothing to wake up for. So the effects of procrastination, they're not contained. They just extend outward forever. And it's this long-term kind of procrastination that's much less visible and much less talked about than the funnier, short-term, deadline-based kind. It's usually suffered quietly and privately, and it can be the source of a huge amount of long-term unhappiness and regrets. And I thought, that's why these people are emailing, and that's why they're in such a bad place. It's not that they're cramming for some project. It's that long-term procrastination has made them feel like a spectator at times in their own lives. The frustration was not that they couldn't achieve their dreams, it's that they weren't even able to start chasing them. So I read these emails and I had a little bit of an epiphany that I don't think non-procrastinators exist. That's right, I think all of you are procrastinators. Now, you might not all be a mess, like some of us, and some of you may have a healthy relationship with deadlines. But remember, the monkey's sneakiest trick is when the deadlines aren't there. Now, I want to show you one last thing. I call this a life calendar. That's one box for every week of a 90-year life. That's not that many boxes, especially since we've already used a bunch of those. So I think we need to all take a long, hard look at that calendar. We need to think about what we're really procrastinating on, because everyone is procrastinating on something in life. We need to stay aware of the instant gratification monkey. That's a job for all of us. And because there's not that many boxes on there, it's a job that should probably start today. Well, maybe not today. Sometime soon. Thank you.
All right. Don't got much time. What you guys think of that? Good, right? So we learned something? What did we learn? Anybody?
Everybody in this room could be a procrastinator.
Mm-hmm. But what's important when we're doing our goals is that what?
Time limit.
You give yourself a deadline, right? So even if you want to start that business, by when? Right? Then it's like, okay, what business do I want to start? What do I want to do? What's the first thing I need to do? Do I need to sit down and meet with somebody who's already done it? Set a date. I want to sit down with this person by March of 2022 to figure out how to do a business thing, right? So you have to give yourself deadlines, or else we're all going to be sitting on the sidelines, not knowing what to do. All right, real quick, let's take our quiz.
Oh.
Yeah, real quick. Because next week we're just getting right into, I'm going to check your goals, and we're going to do our board, well, hopefully next week. Yep, page 14.
Does it choose all applies?
Committee.
Tired.
Mine is.
Are you responsible?
Why doesn't nobody ever tell me?
Girl, my mom picks us up that night. And my mom bring us.
Done?
It's gonna be that time.
Who wants to do number 1?
Oh.
I do.
Read the question.
Why is it important to have vision? I see it. Oh, but
Everyone agree with E?
Yeah.
All of the above? Good job. Yep. Number 2?
Wish you put your vision board and someplace where you can see it every day.
Everyone agree? Good job, that's correct. 3?
What is the importance of ownership? I put none of the above.
Say that.
I put D, none of the above for what is the importance of ownership.
Anyone disagree?
I put all the above.
That one's tricky, isn't it?
I don't know.
All of the above. All of the above is correct. So remember, when you own something, no one can take it away. You have no payments on it because it's yours, right? And no chance of repossession. That means they can't come take it back from you. 4, is that what we're on?
Yeah. How many vision boards should you have? I put D as the reason you want as the
I agree.
Everyone agree?
Yeah.
That is correct. 5? Jamie?
How am I saying your vision board? I said when you complete all your goals.
Everyone agree?
I put
She
D.
said,
I put C. I put C.
put C.
I put B.
C is as long as you have vision and goals, you should keep your board. When you
I didn't
complete all
think
your
that
work-
because if your goals are all done, why are you still looking at the same thing that you already have?
Yeah.
I should be able to look at it.
You might have long-term and short-term on there, so you might have a
Yeah, when
section
you
that's.
finish, complete all your.
Oh, I guess that's it's enough in the year one.
But-
Majority is C though.
But I mean,
It's
at the end of the
B,
day,
it's B.
in your lifetime, you're always gonna have goals, no matter what. Like, there's always gonna be new goals to achieve. Once you start hitting those decade marks, you hit your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you're always gonna have some type of goal.
All right, so, read your next chapter in your book. Some people need to read books. You don't have to bring this one next week, you could keep this one at home, but,
Keep your workbooks here.
now, leave your workbooks here, the white ones. And you guys, unless you got any questions,
What we eating next week?
oh, I knew that was coming.
What do you want?
What's the consensus? What do you guys want for, lunch?
Yeah, Josh, what you want?
You said what? A sandwich?
Oh, y'all want sandwiches next week?
You said Popeyes.
I'm not hungry right now, so y'all can decide. But I can't think about.
I don't know why they took them snacks. That's gonna be slow.
Sandwiches from where?
Huh?
Sandwiches from where?
Subway.
Subway.
I thought about the Charles.
The what?
Huh?
Charles steak.
Charlie.
Just
Really, Charlie's?
I say Subway.
I said.
I have 2 for Subway. Anyone, put it like this, anyone disagree with Subway tonight?
Me.
You just said Subway.
I did not say that. I said I disagree.
Yeah. Okay.
Does everybody agree on sandwiches? No.
Show of hands, how many people want sandwiches next week?
Because if it's enough for sandwiches, we just gotta decide where to get them.
Right, Popeyes. Popeye chicken sandwich.
I can't see it, y'all.
Put it together.
Popeye chicken sandwiches. For real?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, that's what it is.
Y'all the boss.
And y'all better eat it and not waste them either.
Yep.
Okay, just remember some sweet heat sauce.
Yeah.
Let me make a note.
Yeah.
It's not anything.
Sweet heat sauce.
Yeah.
I haven't stood
Do
in
you
line
guys
for one of
want
them things
next
yet.
week?
You say you want? All right, good.
One.
We gotta get him to eat. He don't be like.
He eats at home.
We'll get you some whatever you want Monday.
Good.
Huh?
I'm surprised nobody asked for soul food.
Not yet.
Oh, that's coming.
It's
Right.
coming? All right.
Yeah.
Where do you even get it from? Where you go?
Me, I got you. I got you covered.
Uh-huh.
All right, see you guys next week.
All right, be careful for